All right, hey everybody. I hope you all had, I guess, a great month. Yeah, sorry I haven't really been able to stream much lately. Just had a lot going on. It's been pretty busy. Um, but I should be a bit more consistent now, I think, because things are quieting down a little bit. But I'm gonna try to stream every Tuesday and Thursday, and hopefully for like 4 or 5 hours each day. Although I don't think I will today because I have some stuff I have to do later this afternoon. But um, we should get a little bit done this morning. So anyway, I guess let's just jump right into it. So I was working on the mod system, and if I remember correctly, I finished up most of the UI. So I've got these bars, and it has the name and then a date, and click on more info. Oh, right. So I remember for some reason Unity decides to allocate enough space to show this whole description at the expense of everything else. So we can see that if I hide this description, then everything else becomes visible. Because before it was squished so much that it was not, that these heights weren't big enough for the text. So what I need to do is add a scroll bar probably for this description. Probably it's a good idea. Anyway, I hope everybody had a great August and I guess summer. Well, we still have a couple days of August, don't we? Yeah, today's the 28th, so we've got 3 more days, so. But I think most school has started by now, so always a little bittersweet. Let's, oh, didn't even change anything, but. Okay, so the mod info dialog, I need to add a scroll area. And yeah, scroll view, they have that already. So if I just add this here and then put that right there, how will that look, I wonder? I think the easiest way to test this will be to actually just load up the actual game and see how it looks. So I need to go to title. And we'll just mess around with some values there and see what I need to do. And then we come back in the editor and actually do that. Okay, so it's not showing up at all. Maybe, probably because this, okay, if we change this to show the layout properties, we can see that it has no minimum width and height, and the preferred width and height is just 10, which is what this is showing. So what I need to do, I think, what's layout properties here is the same. Okay, so what I need to do is have this preferred width and height be propagated up to the top of the scroll view, which I think I have to do that with. Well, no, I don't want to do that. I just need to have some. How do I do this actually? Because I want the scroll view to fill up the rest of the area. Okay, so maybe I would do layout element and then say it has flexible width. Oh no. Flexible width and height. Okay. That's kind of what I want, except this text is not working correctly. Let's see, so. If I add just a horizontal layout group, Okay, that seems to be what I needed to do. Okay, so when I add this horizontal layout group, it changes this text size to match the size of the scroll window. Although it's still kind of messed up, isn't it? Okay, I don't think I need this anymore. It's not really wrapping correctly. Maybe I need to add a margin. So let's add something like that. Okay, so that works a little better. Okay, I'm gonna do a best fit. That's changing the size of the font. Don't really know why I would need to do that. Because I just want it to fit within this area given to me. Okay, so maybe it's this height that's kind of weird. Like, I don't really know where it's getting these positions from. Okay, but now the scroll bar is gone. And the text is really small. Okay, so let's take that away. Okay, so I have a feeling this is not a good idea. Okay, I think I've messed it up now. Will it reset if I... Oh, I was just doing that to the viewport, so it shouldn't have mattered. As we all know, this Unity UI system takes a little bit of getting used to. Okay, so now the scroll bar is back, but doesn't show the whole... So I definitely don't want to truncate. Okay, so I want this to... So this content is going to be masked by this viewport. So the size of the viewport... Yeah, this viewport shouldn't set the size of the content. Okay, I think that's where I messed up. Let me go back and just kind of add in some of that things I've changed. Okay, so the content, we want it to match the size of this description. So yeah, let's just get rid of this, because all of these values are going to be set by the it doesn't really matter, this horizontal layout group, and we want the child to control the size, and doesn't really have anything to expand to. So okay, and then I think the text field is smart enough to set its preferred size to the size of the actual text. So that's what this means, is that the child controls the size of this area. Oh, okay, then we want a little spacing. Okay, and so the viewport... Okay, I think the scroll wheel are It seems like this width is being controlled by the scroll rect. Okay. Okay, and this has been controlled by vertical layout group. So if I want this to have a certain size, I need to tell it to expand. So it should have flexible height, so then it would expand, and I guess, okay, we'll just have flexible width too. Okay, kind of see what's going on here now, actually. Let's just put in that long text field. Oops. I wonder if these tabs are messing it up. Oh, well, obviously I can't actually do touch the scroll bar when we're not playing. Okay, so this bottom doesn't seem to be being respected. Well, we're not scrolled all the way down, so that's okay. So this does seem okay. The width and the height is controlled by the horizontal layout group on the content, and it is actually controlled by the text, because we can see the preferred width and height is this. Okay, well, that's kind of strange, right? But I think I realize what's going on. It's the same as this preferred width and height. Okay, so I'm kind of, maybe that's what's getting messing it up here, because the height, okay, I guess the width I need to not be set from this text. It should actually be set from the content itself, so the child should not control its own width. Okay, I think that might have been what was confusing it, because this text thing wants it to expand outwards because we don't have new space or new lines here. But I actually don't want it to expand out horizontally. Oh, yeah, so I think so still has a preferred width of almost 3,000, but I wish that it would update the preferred height to match the wrapped height, because I have a feeling that might be what's messing everything up here. Okay, well, anyway, we've done a little bit of work. Let's go back to the title screen and load back into the lobby and see what's going on now. Oh, okay. Well, this is actually exactly what I want, except we've got an error. Choice. Oh, it's because I turned the choice dialog off. I always knew I'd forget to do that. Okay, so I need to just re-enable this so that there's no null errors. Okay, so let's load back into the lobby and have it actually set these values organically and make sure everything is working. My webcam got really dark again. Okay, so this actually is working. Okay, the close button's not hooked up. Okay, so let me see. The dialog, yeah, so we got the error status network info. Why'd I check that off? Well, I just fixed that. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what that network info means. Maybe it was just the info from other clients on the network, but I'm pretty sure that's not set up. Anyway, let's look into the script. Okay, so I've got the dialog manager. Okay, so I actually do set the data from a network mod. Okay, I guess that's what I meant. Okay. So the download link, do I not show that? Oh, you need to be able to click it, I guess. Okay. Oh yeah, because I have this download button, but it's not hooked up. And then I also need the close button, obviously. Okay, and this error will need to wait probably because that has a lot to do with networks and compatibility and everything. All right, let me see here. Okay, so here's the UI setup. Okay, so I just need to register a listener for the two buttons. Oh yeah, here's the close button, so we'll add, or wait, it doesn't work like that. So on click, add listener. On close, click. And again, I'm not gonna have to worry about unregistering this listener because I've just guaranteed that the Unity UI will be cleaned up at the same time that these classes are all cleaned up, so I don't have to unregister my listeners here. Okay, so what do we do when we close? I guess I would just... I don't think I need to fire any events. All I do is just hide this game object. And then I want to set displaying mod ID to null. Okay, so let's check that. Okay, it's taking a while to start up. And then close. And everything works, yeah. Because I think all it does is, you know, when this is open, it just hides everything behind it. Or not hides, but blocks all the other buttons. Okay, so the download link, we want to open up a dialog first that asks, do you want to navigate to this link? And then if they click yes, we'd open a browser window, which Unity actually makes that pretty easy to do. So dialog registry. So I might want to put this in a separate class because working with that multiple choice dialog has, or does it? I don't know. I was gonna say it adds some complexity. I think this drop-down manager has to deal with it. Oh, it's AI script. Yeah, so we have this. Okay, so we just get a choice dialog helper. I don't know. I'll just add it. If it starts to get too complex, we can move it out to a different script. But I don't want to over-engineer this UI system because we'll probably end up changing it. Because for one thing, it doesn't look very pretty right now. Let's change this to choice dialog data. And then I'll change this helper to, let's call this a choice dialog. Okay, so title text, let's just call this okay, let's see, open browser window to, okay, well I can't set this here because I'm gonna have to actually put the link. This will just be empty for now. Okay, and I'll call that open and cancel, and so cancel callback index is 1 and set callback for 0 we want to open link, so okay, so also if for some reason this close link is pressed, we want to make sure that the dialog or the choice dialog is closed. So I don't think I have to make sure that, yeah, if we're the controller, it already checks that, so. I guess we'll also close it at this point in case something weird is happening. Okay, and then I need to register the button click for the to open up that dialog. So I have the download button, on click, add listener, download click. Okay, I'll just move that down here, and so all I have to do is just set the dialog body text. Oh, wrong dialog. To open browser window to, we'll insert the link there. I guess I should wrap this in string format. And so how would I get the actual mod? Okay, so I've got to do something like this. Okay, so I can use this again, but I guess I'll have to switch through it. Or maybe I should just store the URL so I don't have to grab it again. Yeah, that might be a better idea. So then download URL would just be localmod dot download link, and then same thing here. Okay, so this is like gonna hide the download button if there's no download link. Okay, so if the netmod is null, then I don't want to call this. I can use that operator. And what this does is if netmod is null, it just returns null. It doesn't try to call this. This is some kind of fancy syntax for that. Okay, so now we have this. Okay, and if the download URL is null, then this should never have been visible in the first place. So I guess we'll just check this. If this is false, then we'll actually open it. If otherwise, we just won't do anything. Okay, so download URL. I guess I'll wrap this in quotes too, in the actual dialogue. Okay, so we did that, and all I have to do is call open. Show, okay, yeah. Okay, and then that'll take care of everything else. And then this will be called if, callback if the first button is pressed. And then we would actually just open the URL, which I think I can do that by calling application open URL, and Unity will do it for us. Yeah, this opens it in a browser. So let's go ahead and grab just an empty window. This will be ready there. And go ahead and test it out. Okay, so I want to open HTTP, not a real link. If I press cancel, nothing happens. If I press open, then well, actually didn't use my window, but yeah, so I did open it, but it's saying that it's not an actual. I can't actually find the link to that. So let's instead of using that, let's just go to Google. That way an actual website will open up. Okay, well, I guess I'll leave that. Oh, okay. I think these tabs are really confusing it, so let's get rid of those. It's like adding a bunch of white space where it's not needed. It's probably just because I copy and pasted it from something else, so. I could trim the description, but then, I don't know, people had leading or trailing white space than they actually wanted. Okay, and it did open up Google. There we go. Okay, and then you could actually put a link there to actually download a specific mod. I was thinking about also having players be able to stream the mods to each other, but like I said, there's some weird permission issues with that, so I don't know if I'll end up doing that. So yeah, let me see. I think we're done with the dialogue for now. So I have to do the error, but actually I'm not sure. Do I have any? Doesn't look like I do anything about the error. Well, let's just see how we'll actually get the error message to here. Okay, so I guess I'll go to the mod loader and that'll be where most of the errors will come from. Because the only other error would be like if other people have incompatible mods, which we don't deal with right now. Okay, so I have these image load errors. So this mod load exception. Is this the right place? Oh yeah, I am in the lobby, okay. I think I used this mod load exception also in the loading scene, so that's what I was getting confused about. So what happens when there's an error? All I do is just add an error data. Okay, which just puts this load error in the mod, so I don't know why I can't just use that. Okay, I think the problem is right now the mod type is an error, and that means it doesn't even show up in these lists. Okay. Is that how I want it to work? It could be better. I'm gonna make things a little bit more complicated for myself, but it'd be nice if it could still try to read what type of mod it was. And then that way, if there was a mod with an error, it would still show up in the right list unless... Oh, well, I don't know. There's pros and cons. Let's see. So if there's... I mean, if an image doesn't load correctly, what happens? I think it just doesn't even... You know, if an image doesn't load correctly, it doesn't even care about it. That's probably fine. Okay, so the only errors... Okay, so really the only time that we'd actually know what type this mod is with a loading error would be if the version was invalid. Okay, so that's fine, really. Okay, and so what other error strings would there be? I guess, yeah, like I said, if you're trying to, like, you can't use a mod because everybody doesn't have the same version, or a mod is just incompatible with another selected mod, then there'd be error text, but that's not shown here. Okay, so what I need to do, I guess, for now, we'll just use the error text and the loaded mod registry. Oh yeah, so I have this load error. Maybe we'll have a separate thing for compatibility errors and things. Okay, so the network mod doesn't have anything similar. No, because any mod that had a load error wouldn't be sent over the network. So that's fine. Okay, so what I need to do, I think, is I should make another mod list for... Oops, that's not what I want to do. or error mods, for lack of a better term. And obviously this should be hidden when there's nothing, when there's no errors. Okay, so let's edit the script. And hopefully it's set up. Yeah, so I have this mod UI list registry, thankfully. So I can just copy this again for the error. Okay, and then I just need to fill out these values. Okay, so looks like parent, and then this label is the header and the no mods label. Now for this, if there's no mods, we'd actually hide this entire thing, but and also you can't select these, so I guess we'll just have these checkboxes. But we can probably just hide them. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back and update some of the stuff here. Yeah, this is like the name version. What's the status text? Oh, it's from the UI. Okay, so it's not actually set anywhere. Okay, so you're gonna have to do a little bit to add load mods. Oh, right. So this class, yeah, it combines network and local mods just for these selectable rows, but okay. So if there's a mod that's an error, should it even show up if you're not the host? Well, probably because the host might want to use it. Although I guess then it would show up in framework. Let me see here. So what would happen if there was a mod with a loading error and the host tried to use it, but it didn't load for you? So actually, okay. So if you're a client, oh, I see. So if you're a client, you only see mods that the host is actually selected, so it doesn't matter if you have them or not. Okay, so yes, I think that's fine. So I guess all I have to do is just do this make database list. Database. Okay, I don't have errors. Where does this come from? Okay, and the status text will just be the error text. Okay, so let's actually change this to load error, not just any error. Okay. Yeah, so basically if it's a load error, we won't use any, nothing here would be sent, would show up. I think I can just leave this as it is. Okay, so this can play. Here it should be where we see if the mod is compatible. Let's do switch mod type. Oops. Okay, so for a load error, this can play would be false, and then status text would just be the error text. And then for anything else that have no status text right now. I guess we can just use default for now. That's not really true either, because if it's some reason a type besides content or framework, it shouldn't be playable. Okay. So this will change, but for now, this will be fine. Oh, right, I need to break right there. So I'm pretty sure that's really all I have to do. Right now we don't have any mods with a load error, but let's actually see and make sure it works with just these changes. Oh no, okay. Thanks for telling me I have been muted. Oh, that's annoying. Sorry about that. But yeah, thanks for the host, Wonderful. I do appreciate it. I haven't been able to stream in a while, so I hope you've had a good August. Okay, let me see. Okay, so obviously some things are still a little messed up here. Yeah, like I still have this ghost row that doesn't seem to do anything, and I shouldn't be able to turn this on. Oh, still feeling tired from a sleepless night, but getting some things done. Yeah, I definitely know that feeling. But yeah, good that you're able to work through it. All right. Okay, so yeah, I definitely am forgetting something. Guess I'll just look through here. No. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, I'm surprised this didn't show up in my search before. But yeah, so I think what was happening is I had an item in this list on load, and it wasn't actually getting added to the array. So that's why I have to like look through components, or yeah, all the child components. That should fix that. Okay, yeah, so we don't have an empty or an invalid. What am I trying to say? We don't have an orphan row down here that's not parented to anything. Now I can click all this stuff except obviously there won't be a description here because it's in an error state. I kind of wish the scroll bar would hide if it wasn't needed. And yeah, I don't really want to be able to select this. Let's see, selection button manager. So I don't ever set it non-interactable. Maybe I should. So UI item, selected toggle. Interactable is mod can play. Okay, so could it ever happen that this mod is selected and can play as false? So we add is selected to true. Okay, and that's passed through here. Okay, that's kind of funny. Yeah, it always just passes false, but that works. So I don't think it could ever happen that is selected is true but can play as false. And if that does happen, that's some bug on the UI's end that I'll have to fix. Okay, so yeah, so now it's grayed out. It does still show the error. Kind of want it to have like a default image there. We have the mod icon, mod sprite. This is not set to default. Okay, so from the lobby parameters, if the host is false and the host client does not equal null, then... Okay, yeah, so then we use information from the host to get the display name and icon sprite. But so for here, it is from the mod image. So where would it set the default? I'm pretty sure I do have a default icon. Do I not ever use it though? Let me see. Yeah, I have a default image sprite here, but maybe I don't have a default icon sprite anywhere. So let's change that. Okay, so yeah, default mod icon sprite. Okay, and so then here, all I really have to do, if I can find it, yeah, simple info manager, is if icon sprite is null, then I'll just have a default. Okay, so what I decided to do here was we would actually just hide the icon, but I think it looks better if I had something. Maybe I should have an error, actually, like an error icon. Let's go back. I guess let's say error, or I guess let's call it load error. And so how do I figure that out? I don't have the mod list. Oh, I guess I can get it from here. So let's see. If mod dot... Oh, I don't have the mod type, do I? Okay, so the whole point was that the mod type was encoded in the list, so I need to actually pass that. Okay, so if this is load error, then we would use UI registry error icon sprite. Okay, otherwise we'll use... Oh, I didn't do that right. We'll use either the mod sprite or the default, and I'll use this null coalescing operator, which if this is null, it just uses the value after it. Default mod icon sprites. Now I have to actually go set those values. Okay, so let's load back into the lobby. We got some errors, but oh, I know exactly what's going on there. Probably I'll have to fix these before I can add those icons to the registry because it won't recompile. So this is framework. Alright, so now it'll recompile and everything should show up. Alright, so yeah, we've got the 2 sprite fields in there now. Let's close some of that so I can actually see. Okay, I did have this default mod icon, but I guess I never used it. And then the error, we'll just use this red circle. That's fine. I need to, well, go back and change these icons later anyway. Oh, why is that right there? Let's delete that. Okay, so probably stream for about an hour more. Let's just see how much I can get done. Still compiling. I'm surprised it let me click anything. It's supposed to be loading the game to play. There we go. Okay, so yeah, now we have this error icon. Okay, and it doesn't have... There's still spaces here because it's not showing the value or the text, or the name text. Let's try and fix that. Okay, so really this display name and version should be set up for errors. Let's clean some of this up. Okay, so the thing is, I guess the display name and version are... If there's an error, they're not actually set. So I guess the question is, do I want to set it here? Or I probably should just hide it. Well, the display name should just be set to the unique ID. But I won't actually... Okay, let's do it this way. So I guess I'll leave that there, but if it's a load error, we'll just replace the display name with the unique ID. And I'll just set the display version to... well, I could hide it. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. And then on the simple info manager, we'll just hide the version if it's empty. Oh. That already happens. But I guess it wasn't. Oh. Okay, it should be is null or empty, not is null or white space. I don't know if that might have been what was going on there. Okay, so let's see if it's actually hiding everything I want it to. Okay, so we have the info text, the mod icon, the name, and then the version is hidden, so that's fine. Okay, so now if I click here, yeah, some of this stuff is not set up. If it's an error, I guess we'll want to be able to open it because this might show a more detailed error. Maybe, or maybe I should just hide this button. Probably should just hide the button. So, mod open button manager. Okay, so I already have the setup for the load error, and all this will do is UI item. I really don't even need to add this listener if it's a load error. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, let's just do it this way. So if it's a load error, this type will never change. So if type equals load error, then we'll do something else. I think this will be okay. I guess we'll still need to loop through the list, but I don't really care about the mod. And all I'll do is just... We don't even need to get that. So we'll just get the info button and hide it. So yeah, we don't ever add a listener or anything. That should be okay. Trying to see if there's any problems with that could happen. Yeah, I guess we don't need this. Okay, so yeah, now the button's just not there anymore. Okay, so I think we're all done. So now I just want to hide that load error list entirely if there's no load errors. Because like right now, so now everything should load fine, but we'll still have that load error list. Yeah, so what I should do is just probably have a separate class. Okay, so load error list hider. Oops, except I spelled that wrong. Or rather, that's a typo, but yes, thank you. Okay, so this should be pretty simple. I think I'll go ahead and copy this class. It'll kind of give me a nice base. I won't need any of the rest of that code. Okay, and for any new viewers, this flow logic container is just a super class that helps us use the event system that I'm using to kind of control the flow of the game, and then the IUI setup is an interface that lets me get this callback, which is called when Unity is done loading all of the UI objects. That's really what that is for. So all I have to do here is if the mod, I guess I would do UI registry, load errors, parent, set, or do game object, set active, UI registry, or mod database, load errors, count greater than 0. So if there's anything in here, this will be visible, otherwise it's going to be hidden. We'll need to test it. I wonder if there could be any errors with that if a load error happens after you've already loaded into the lobby. But we can't really test that until I have the reload button hooked up, which I don't think I've done yet. Oh, okay, well it doesn't work. Oh, right, because I didn't even initialize this. So in order to do that, I need to go to the lobby controller. Yeah. And then just add it to this initialize list. Oh, right. Except anything that is added to the scene helper is anything that cares about the Unity UI. So that's because the scene helper is what actually calls that UI setup. I think just go there. Okay, yeah, now it's not there. So yeah, nothing happens when I click that button. At least I don't think anything happens. Yeah, I haven't done anything for it yet. I guess I should check to make sure if there is an error that it's visible. So let's just load that back in. Okay, and now it's there. So that's good. Okay, remember to unmute that time. I'm sorry about that. I am a bit rusty from streaming, so yeah, please let me know if any issues with the audio. I gotta get back into it. I really don't like taking breaks, but I just really haven't had a chance to stream much this past month, so I do again apologize for that. Let me see. Okay, so I think we're all good. I just need to add... Yeah, we need to do the network. That's the biggest thing. Oh, maps and AI scripts. Okay, and I just added this. Okay, so now... Okay, we don't even show this for anything with a load error. But I guess I still should add this because there could be other problems. Although, it wouldn't even know about them yet. Okay, so I guess I'll wait. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything. Well, I guess it couldn't hurt. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. So... I could just go ahead and add the dialog registry. If local mod load error. Okay, let's do this. String is null or empty, load error. Then we can just hide the status text. Oop. Oh, I got you. Game object set active false. Otherwise, we'll set it active here and then just set it to whatever the load error is, because I don't know, maybe there could be a load error that we add later, but that's still, that would be shown here. Like some type of error that would happen that doesn't stop the table of contents from being loaded, but would still be some reason why you couldn't actually use the game or use this mod. So I guess I'm just gonna future-proof this. Error text. Oh yeah, text equals local mod load error, and then from net, this won't have any thing for now because the only errors that would show up here are compatibility errors. So we'll just set that to inactive. Okay, so yeah, now that status text is just gone. I should fix this. Oops. So, okay, so I guess that's good for now. This whenever I add, this should really just be a whole separate thing. So, mod incompatibilities. Yeah, let's just add a whole thing here. So, version mismatch between players, and then version does not support the game version. And then there could be content mod blacklist, because I think I'll let a content mod blacklist other content mods if they don't work together. And then obviously content mod not compatible with framework. Okay, so yeah, we'll come back, and then I guess when we do this, I'll update the dialogue too. Oh, we already had this. Okay, I'll just get rid of it. Oh. Status text. Okay, well, this is kind of adding duplicate things here. So status text incompatible with game version, mismatch or out of date. Okay, well, let's just roll in. Okay, so I'm gonna do the reload mod button now. And then I might start doing this. Probably I'll do maps and AI scripts at the end, because they're kind of just something separate. Maybe I shouldn't, because actually you're gonna have to send information about this over the network. Excuse me. Allergies have been bad today too. But anyway, okay, so thinking about that, in order to do these incompatibilities, I'm gonna have to have the network info. So I think, yeah, let's add this up here actually, because it will be better to do the network info when we know what we're gonna have to send over here. And we will have to send information about the maps and AI scripts, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so just add another controller or another script here for the reload button. And what this will do is, I don't know, if you've changed something about your mods, like downloaded a new mod, I should just call it the reload button controller or manager. Oops. But anyway, if you've changed something about your mods on your hard drive, then you want to press this button, and that would trigger the game to reload all your mod files again. Okay, so let me see here. I think I'll just copy this again. I'm not gonna really need a refresh function. And I won't need this sorted database either, so I'm not really gonna need anything like that. So yeah, really we'll just on setup, and then we'll add a listener to the button. So reload button on click, add listener. And when this is pressed, we just fire an event back to the rest of the game. So Q new mod reload command input. Okay, and I did already have that. So yeah, we're pretty much done here already. Go and add it. Okay, and I'm not sure if I actually handle this yet. No, I just queue it. Oh, I think that's actually looking for the constructor and not the actual use of the class. So I think if I search here. Yeah, so no reference is found to the class itself. Okay, so what would be this mod input manager, I guess. We'll just need to add a listener. But this listener for mod reload command input. On reload, I can spell it. Okay, let's add this down here. And I think this is gonna fire some event to reload the mod database. I'm not sure what else I'm gonna need to do. See, this mod loader is fired or reacts to this onload command. So when it's done, does it fire anything? Okay, it does do the loaded mod data change. I think I've already set this up so that it should work. Okay, so it queues it 2 different times? Oh yeah, it queues it when the images are loaded. So yeah, I'm already set up for changes. Okay, and then this AI script drop down manager and the database builder and mod dialog manager. Okay, so I think this is all fine. So all I have to do really, I guess I should make sure that I'm in the right phase before we do this. Did I not do that here? That's kind of, I shouldn't change this if I'm not in the right state. So if state is input, the minor oversight. So yeah, if we're in the input phase, we'll actually listen to any events from the UI. Otherwise, we don't actually want to change anything. So events, queue, new, mod. Should this be a queue immediate actually? Now that I think about it. Okay, kind of changing the subject here. But usually you want to do a queue immediate whenever you change any databases because the databases change immediately. But this event would wait until the next frame to go out. So let me... Yeah, go ahead and change that. Let's see, mod loader. Okay, it's a normal priority. The problem is that if you do a queue immediate, anything that updates before the mod loader would miss that event. Okay, what does the mod loader could run early because it only cares about this phase change and the load mod files. Which I think this load mod files. Yeah, so that's just a normal event. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm gonna run into errors if I don't do this. Because the mods would change without that event. Okay. The onload command. And that's all actually on the tick. Okay, so let me see. So yeah, what needed this? I think I already looked this up. So it's just, this is all... Okay, this is actually all UI stuff, so I could kind of leave it how it is. But I have a feeling that some systems are going to need to use it later, so let me see. Let's look. So this flow control is when the phase change is different, or changes. You know, let's go ahead and just add something else here. I guess lobby mod loading. Doesn't really matter. We can have a ton of stuff in here. So I can make these unique priorities. Okay, and then we'll just have... Okay. And this image loader, it just loads the images. It's kind of hackish, but Okay, so it doesn't really matter when this runs. Okay, so yeah, this I think will be better. This database builder is normal. Doesn't... I think it does queue immediates as well. Does it? Oh yeah, here it is. But the only thing that would care about this is anything that's in the UX, and the UX all runs here. So really I could move this mod loader down just above normal, but I think this will be fine. Okay, so yeah, you gotta kind of think about that kind of stuff. That's the only really drawback to the system, this event system, but I feel like there's not any better solution. Anyways, let's go back to what I was actually working on, which was the reload button. And all I gotta do is just queue the load mod command. Okay, and again, that is... yeah, so that would trigger that to run. Okay, so let's see if that actually works. Kind of just doing some passing back and forth events. Okay, so if I click this... okay, that's kind of interesting. I guess it's because it takes a little bit for the icons to load. Might want to maybe just keep the old icon until a new one is loaded and replaces it. I don't even know how hard that would be. Let's just, I mean, that's just going to be kind of polished, so I'll leave that to the end. Oh, no reason for that. So, cache icons and reuse until, okay, let's see. On mod reload. Keep old icons and how should I do this? How should I word it? But reload them to check for changes. And I'll just say fixes flickering in the UI. Not really check, but I guess account for changes. I'll just say fix flickering in the UI. But yeah, that's going to be just like a polished thing, so I'm not going to worry about it. It's just how they kind of flicker right there. I don't even know if you can see that on Twitch, but it'd be nice to fix that. And the same thing would happen with this button, or with this image, but it's still the default anyway. Okay. And so far it seems to work, so I guess let's click that and see what the events look like. Oh, there's a lot that goes off actually. So mod load command input is queued, and then the load file command is queued on 57, and then the next frame, the mod loader loads everything, fires the data change event, and then the database builder catches it, updates the UI mod database, and fires that event all in the same frame, and then the other UI classes that care about that kind of stuff runs. So yeah, it's so far so good. So what else do I need to do here? Okay, so I guess that's done. Okay, so I guess we could start on the map or the UI script. Maybe let's do UI scripts first, or not UI, AI scripts, because we kind of already have the interface needed to test it. Like here, if I set this to an AI, I can see that there's no scripts, so that would be a problem. But yeah, we could just have the mods have some scripts here, and then we could fill out this list with it. I remember it's a little difficult. You see, yeah. So we have this like mod option that keeps the mod ID, which is the unique ID and the script name. And we keep a reference to the dropdown. So the interesting thing will be when we reload the mods, it should keep this dropdown. Oh, I know one thing I should fix actually. Since we have this reload, before I jump into AI, let's test this. So for example, okay, so right now the mods load correctly. So if I insert something into one of the mods that makes a load error, then when I reload it, it should appear there. Okay, and it does. So if I fix that load error, I want to make sure that this list disappears. And it does. Okay, so that actually works fine. Okay, so anyway, I guess we can move on to the AI. Okay, so the main thing is that when we reload the mods, we want the dropdown to stay the same. So that or still highlight the same script even if the values in the dropdown have changed around it. So I might have to change that, but I think I have that figured out. So let's see. I have the slot dropdown index, which takes the lobby parameter player slot and then figures out what dropdown index. Yeah, it looks at the mod ID and the script, or the AI script. So that should do it. Okay, so really all I have to do is just load in AI scripts. Okay, so how do I want to do that? I don't think I have anything about AI scripts in the table of contents or in the mod files yet. Let's see. And since the game has to know about it, like a lot of times I would add it to this database so we could have like an external file with a list of AI scripts, but problem is this used by anything? Oh yeah, that's to load more databases. Okay. The problem is I don't want the lobby to have to like crawl through all these databases to find every AI script. Although I guess maybe that would be okay. The problem is that would be opening up a lot of more problems for like loading errors. And that would make everything a lot more confusing. So I think I won't do that. Okay, let's see. I mean, there's pros and cons. So I already load these map blueprints in the table of contents. And it has specific script files and a name and a display name. Okay, let's see. Okay, so maybe how I'll do it is I'll have like a script table of contents or something. Let's go ahead and spell it all out. And so this will just have like metadata about this. Okay, so it's a Tactical Lizard Tamer mods. I need to mark this as serializable and public. Maybe we'll actually switch around the table of contents slightly. And I might rename this to map table of contents instead of a blueprint. Well, I guess I'll just wait. So we'll have... And I should probably change this to... so it's not confused with AI scripts. Well, I guess I could also just call it an AI. Oops, I think I accidentally undid, but I didn't mean to. What's wrong with that? I did make it public. Oh, I guess I undid it. Okay, so this will have string name and display name. And then it will have a list to script files. And this would be any files that we'd load only if this AI script is active, and then any other metadata about it that we need. I think I'll do the same thing with this map blueprint while I'm here. Guess let's rename the map blueprint to, I guess, map table of contents. Okay, and just to be symmetric between both classes are consistent, I guess. We'll order that the same. I don't really know what else. I guess we want to have like an image probably for maps, but I'll wait on that. Don't really need an image for AI because it just goes in that drop down. I could do it, but I won't worry about it for now. Yeah, and I guess if there's any other metadata about this AI, we can add that. I'm trying to think. There's really not any other reason. Like for the map table of contents, we have the script files, and we'd probably also maybe have specific data files that only get loaded if a map is selected. So we could do something like that. But I won't worry about that for now. Okay. I think this will work fine. This will just always go in the table of contents and not this database. We could also, like, I could have just had the AI metadata in here, but then we'd have to load all these files. And that would both increase loading time and make things more complicated and more prone to loading errors. So I think it's probably better if I don't during the lobby. Okay, so anyway, we have that. So I guess this mod loader will need to look at all of the... this will actually... Okay. These will be loaded as we load the table of contents. So that's nice. So I guess I'll just call it maps. Okay, and I guess we need to add in information about the AI and maps here. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Which I think I already have what's needed. I guess I'll just add that here as well. And probably the map will have an icon, but I'll worry about that later. Okay, does it create? Okay, it does create the list. Let's see. And then if AI scripts does not equal null, then for each AI and AI scripts okay, so what could happen here? If they don't have well, they have to have some name. So if it doesn't have a name, we'd want to throw an error. Because the name is basically the unique ID, and we will have to check to make sure that those are unique. Okay. Yeah, let's just make another function, I guess. Okay, let's return the AI object. Okay, so we'll have the mod unique ID and then the mod this class, which is this loaded. Okay, I'm actually doing this backwards. Should be table of contents. Null, and then for every object in here, which is AI table of contents, right? I just created that. Okay, so loaded AI script data. Okay, and d dot. I guess if AI table of contents dot name is empty, we'll need to throw an error. Okay, we don't actually have this type yet, so I guess this would be AI no name. We'll call it that. And I don't really have to pass anything. Okay, we'll do that. And then the display name, if this is null or empty, that's fine. So if AI table of contents dot display name. Oh, I did it wrong again. So if this is null, then the display name will just be the unique ID. Otherwise, display name is pass through here. Okay, and then we don't really care about anything else, so we can just return that. Okay, so AI scripts add create, or what is it? Load AI data. Oh, and I also passed the mod unique ID, even though I don't know if it's actually needed for anything. Okay, and I guess we can do the same thing for the maps while we're here. I'll have to come back and do the icons, but it'll be fine. Okay, let's create the method. I don't have to figure out all those types myself. Okay, and it's going to be almost exactly the same, really. Oh, except this should be maps, so of course I didn't fix everything, so I'm going to have to change this. So loaded map data. That wasn't too hard. Okay, so again, the name and the display name, and really, I think that's exactly the same. So let's add another exception type here. Okay. This is fine. And we don't really need to check if there's no maps, because if for some reason we had no maps to load, then the lobby just wouldn't let us progress. So I don't really have to check for errors or for that. Same thing with AI. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and play and make sure that there's no errors so far. We'll probably have to come back and finish this up tomorrow before we do the netcode, but I wasn't really expecting to do the maps and AI today, but I think it's probably the right way to go. Okay, so no errors. That's good. And yeah, we haven't actually added any AI. Okay, well, let's go ahead. I think I have time to make one. So, yeah, that would go in the... Well, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I would say AI probably would make sense to go in either. Well, no. I think that we'll keep it here. Okay, so map blueprints is gone. So I'll change this to map table of contents. Actually, this is just called maps. Okay, and then we'll have another thing for AIs. Okay, so this will be test AI. And we don't have any script files right now. Alright, so let's see if that loads and actually shows up in the system. Hopefully it will, because that'd be a nice way to close out the stream today. Oh, it is loaded, okay. Change this to an AI. Okay, test AI does show up. Except we got a problem. Plot AI mod ID to upper variant. So what is null? Something here. Okay, well, I mean, it shows up. We still gotta do more work, so that's fine. We'll fix that up tomorrow. But I guess, should I write any notes? Well, no, we'll just come back. Alright, but yeah, thanks everybody for coming by and watching. I really appreciate it. Again, thank you, Wendable, for the host. And I do apologize for having muted audio for a while there. Hopefully What I was doing on screen is evident enough, but yeah, I'll get back into the swing of things soon. Yeah, I think from now on I'm gonna try to stream at least every Tuesday and Thursday. I'd still like to have some time where I can play like a little puzzle game on stream. I think that'd be kind of fun. Or like they make even like programming streams like Space Kim. But yeah, I don't know when or if I'll be able to do that, but I guess if you're really interested, be sure to let me know. But yeah, and hopefully I'll be able to stream for longer. Most of the days I just got some stuff I gotta take care of today, but again, thanks everybody for coming by. I do appreciate it. I guess I'll do my little outro. Feel free to follow me here on Twitch. I always, well, of course, you'll be notified when I go live. You can also post or follow me on Twitter because I always post there when I go live. I have a YouTube channel where I upload all of my previous streams. Feel free to follow me there if you'd like to see how the game used to look, or, I don't know, catch earlier in the stream if you missed it. And finally, I have a Discord server. Yeah, feel free to follow, not follow, I guess join there and chat with me. I try to stay on it throughout most of the day, so yeah, if that sounds interesting, I'd love to have you. But yeah, so I guess have a great day, and I'll see you Thursday. Bye-bye.